welcome to the study room with me, Matthew Bentley, and the autistic version of Macaulay Culkin, Frank Harris.
Hello.
Alright, so, exams we've had on this week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so how have you been doing with them?
Well, I had one exam this week.
How did you do?
Well, I don't know how I did because they don't get marks until
Yeah, I know, but you've got a general idea, surely.
Yeah. Well, the general consensus with everyone, including me, was that the paper wasn't very nice. I like to think that it went down like a cup of cold sick. It was a maths paper, and they threw some really horrible things at us.
What kind of horrible things did they throw at you?
You're probably not going to understand it.
Well,
because you're not an A-level mathematician.
Oh, sorry, Frank. Sorry.
All right. Well, they asked us to prove that two lines don't intersect. So, in order to do that, it said show that something is greater than naught, and that is characteristic of using the discriminant.
It's layman's terms, Frank.
Do you know the quadratic equation formula? B minus b plus or minus the square root of...
I feel like I'm on fucking Star Trek.
Well, I told you wouldn't understand it. So
all right.
They threw some horrible things at us, and yeah, it was just a horrible, horrible mess.
Just like you. Anyway, so eventful thing for me this week was you made a post on Facebook about going on your course in September.
Yeah.
And you were complaining because you had to share a room with like 20, 21-year-olds and you weren't happy about it.
That was pretty tongue-in-cheek, to be honest. I'm just happy that I've got a room where I wanted to.
Anyway, that weren't the big thing for me this week. The big thing is someone beat me to the draw on taking the piss out of you.
Yeah, my father.
And it happened to be your dad, of all people.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, I just feel not needed anymore. I feel inadequate because I've spent 3 months turning this into a fine art. And
well, to be honest, my dad did say, "Can I post this on your status?"
Your dad beat me to the draw.
Yeah, but
he asked for permission first.
Yeah, but it's fine because I'm not going to do a podcast with my dad. The only real thing I do.
I think we should do a podcast with your dad. He's already wrote a song about me having sex.
The only thing that me and my dad really do, besides playing and writing music every once in a while, is watch Game of Thrones for a couple of hours every Thursday.
It's an hour an episode?
Yeah.
So you watch it for an hour every Thursday?
No, we watch a couple of episodes.
Oh, right. Oh, well, that's alright then, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Anyway, so I was quite heartbroken, really. I'm just thinking maybe you should do this with your dad from now on.
No, I'd much rather do it with you.
Aww. Why do you enjoy doing this podcast with me?
Because it's just a laugh. Some of the stuff that gets discussed is quite a laugh, and a podcast is something that I've always wanted to do.
Some might call it emotionally devastating for you, but
well, I don't really care.
One of the main complaints, well, not really complaints, but criticisms I got from someone who didn't enjoy it was they felt quite bad for you.
Oh, they don't need to worry about me. I'm hunky-dory.
Saying the word hunky-dory basically means you've got something wrong with you.
Not really.
Not emotionally, but mentally.
Fair enough. I'm tickety-boo.
You've just made it 10 times worse.
Well, whatever. I'm fine. People don't need to worry about me. I'm totally fine with you ripping into me weekly.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Anyway. Yeah. So, have you been up to anything then?
Well, I had the exam this week, and I've been trying to do some work, but it's not really been going great.
Kind of work?
Like study work, as in maths work and chemistry work and physics work.
That's fucking boring. What have I done this week? I've been trying to arrange a date with the Portuguese bird, and I've actually noticed that every girl I've ever dated has been of a different nationality. Well, I say dated. Every girl I've ever slept with has been of a different nationality.
Yeah.
Which has been, that weren't intentional, and if I'm not jumping to any conclusions, but if it goes anywhere with this Portuguese bird, then...
Girl, how many times?
Right. So me and Frank disagree about this quite a lot. I don't think this has ever come up on the podcast, but
No, it has. It came up last week.
did it?
Yeah.
It gets on my tits. We've got a friend who's a feminist.
Yeah.
She doesn't care when I call girls birds.
Well, it's just not a good name to call them. Just call them girls. They're not.
What difference does it's a colloquial term? What difference does it make?
It's just, I don't know. I guess it's just because I would never use it.
Well, this isn't 1984, Frank. You can fucking
Why so specific? Why
the book.
1984?
The book, 1984.
Yeah. So.
Language police.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Fucking spastic.
Well, I've read the book.
So have I. I've read it twice.
What do you think of that book?
I likes it.
I think it's possibly one of the best books ever.
All right, this isn't fucking. We're not reviewing books today, Frank. I made a reference, and you thought I was referencing the year.
Well, I like books.
What books do you like?
I've been reading quite a lot of Stephen
The
King.
one with the pictures.
No.
What's your favourite picture book?
I quite like
Playboy.
I quite liked The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
I like how even though I said Playboy, that would be a sensible option for someone.
Well, it's not exactly a picture book; it's a magazine, isn't it?
Playboy Annual.
No, I've never had one. Never.
Neither have I. I tend to do all my looking at naked women either live or on the internet.
Okay.
Whereas Frank just does it on the internet.
Mhm. Yeah.
He looks a bit sad now. All right.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones.
That
All right,
happens quite a lot.
yeah. That happens quite a lot.
Mhm.
That's basically porn, man. That's basically medieval porn.
Not really.
I
It's softcore
I could-
at best.
I could wank off to an episode of Game of Thrones,
What, even when Melisandre's giving birth to the Smoke Baby?
especially when Melisandre's giving birth to the Smoke Baby.
Very good. Very good.
Play it in reverse, and then play it forward again. Play it in reverse. Play it was going in and out.
Oh god, you sicko.
Gotten quite good at that.
Right, okay, let's move on.
Alright. So, what other TV series do you like then, Frank? Other than do not say Downton Abbey.
Well, yeah, you already know that I do.
We know too much about it. Move on.
Breaking Bad.
Right.
Getting into Sons of Anarchy.
Right.
Started watching Dexter. That's all right. I watched an episode of Daredevil.
I'm not going to spoil the ending of Dexter for anyone, but I saw the ending and it was that bad. I honestly wanted to punch Michael C. Hall in his stupid ginger fucking face. I wanted to see him fall to the ground with a fucking nosebleed. The ending was that. Read the books or the comics. You don't need to watch the first few seasons, but do not watch it to the end. It's dreadful. Anyway, what do you think of Dexter?
It seems pretty good so far. Like with most TV shows, I have a hard time following it because I've got quite a short attention span.
And autism.
I haven't got autism. Will you piss off about the autism? I don't have autism.
Are you sure you don't have autism?
I'm pretty sure I don't have autism.
You watch these episodes back, don't you?
Yeah.
It seems like someone with autism would do. Just fixate and obsess on
What the
something.
fuck would you know about it anyway?
I have low-level autism.
Oh.
Don't you feel a cunt?
A little bit, yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
But you've definitely got autism worse.
I don't even think it's autism. How about one day I go to the doctors to see whether...
Can we do the podcast in there? Get the doctor on to diagnose you.
No, right, okay.
I can in fact say that Frank has Asperger's syndrome.
I don't think I do. I think it might be a wish to stand out.
If you're doing this fucking consciously, that's even worse.
I mean, sometimes
Because then it's just fucking attention seeking.
Sometimes I act like a bit of a buffoon because I like to make people laugh, right?
Right.
That's just something that I like to do. And when I'm not, throwing chairs about and kicking exam papers to pieces. I'm not that funny, really.
You sound like the fucking Incredible Hulk, only shit.
And not green.
That was... You've picked up on the wrong aspect of the Incredible Hulk there, but go on.
Whatever. Oh, there's loud noises coming from, I'm assuming, the exam hall.
Ignore it. They're not gonna... First thing they're gonna do is not barge into Mr. Remington's office like a fucking set of wild animals and tip over fucking...
Filing cabinets.
Yeah, and at like...
Buffoons.
Yeah. So don't worry about them. Let them get on with it. You focus on this podcast.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's been a bit tame so far.
Yeah.
10 minutes in. I know what I'm saying about Matty's sexual anecdotes, so I'm just kind of filling it in right now.
Yeah, you're not supposed to tell them that.
I'm sorry if I've ruined the magic. Anyway. I don't know. I did my driving theory earlier.
Oh, yeah, that's a good story to tell.
Failed. This is my third time doing it, and I failed.
Dickhead.
By 1 point.
That's tragic, dude.
It is. I honestly nearly passed out. I honestly read the paper and nearly collapsed.
Well, you should have studied harder.
I was revising. Fuck off, you cunt. I was revising all last night, came home from school and studied until it was time to go to the exam. Sat it and failed by 1 bastard point.
You should have revised harder for a longer time. You should have started revising weeks ago.
Fuck off. Knob.
I think that's the only time he's genuinely got angry at me on the podcast.
Yeah, because I fucking revised for it. Like, really hard.
Well, you know, you now you know where you went wrong.
No, I don't.
Right,
I don't know what questions I failed on.
Well, just the more times you fail it, you know, the better.
The third time I failed it.
You'll probably pass next time.
You seem like a bit of a cunt. Do you like picking on people with low-level autism? Is that it? Do you enjoy picking on people with low-level autism, Frank?
I heard you the first time. And
Are you a big bully?
Don't. No, I'm not a big bully.
You're a big bully.
I'm not a big bully.
You're a big bully.
Fuck off.
You're a big bully.
I mean, I'm pretty big, but I'm not a bully.
He's just hit me. He's just hit me. You all heard it.
That was you clapping.
He's just hit me.
You knob.
He's just hit me again. He's bullying.
Trust me,
he's bullying someone with low-level autism.
If I hit you, you would go, ouch.
No, I fucking wouldn't.
I bet you would.
No. All right, hit me for real.
No, I'm not gonna hit you.
Hit me for real.
I am not gonna hit you because then you'll hit me back, and I don't particularly want to get into a slugfest while we're recording a fucking podcast.
Fucking slugfest. That sounds like gay porn. Slugfest.
I wouldn't know.
That's not what I've heard in the fucking actual study room.
Oh yeah, that was a funny story.
Tell it.
Right, well, in order to get Game of Thrones, I have to get my flash
So
drive.
cock.
I have to give my flash drive to someone who knows where to source Game of Thrones from. To which he'll put it on the. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but to which he puts it on.
Fuck up. Go on.
He puts it on my flash drive, and he thought it might be funny one time to put some strange and
gay porn.
Yeah, things that to me are quite unfamiliar. So, in the Game of Thrones Series 5 folder, he put 9 episodes of Game of Thrones, and then a video that didn't look too suspicious that had the name Game of Thrones Season 5 Episode 10, you know, with the same bit of code after it. So I thought, all right, yeah, this looks about right. I turned it on, and it's just about 3 guys shaking their asses at the camera. So I turned it off.
How long did it take you to realise it wasn't Game of Thrones?
A few seconds, and I turned it off, and then I thought, right, I might just have to ask him to actually send me it, because if it's not in the Game of Thrones Season 5 folder, it must not be on the flash drive. That was my
I'd have sent you 10
process.
episodes of gay porn.
So, a little
Did
bit
you get
late.
a little stiffy?
No.
Did you not get a little stiffy?
I didn't get a little stiffy.
Did you get a big stiffy?
No. I can't get a big stiffy, mate. We've already covered that. Not that I've got an erectile dysfunction or anything, But anyway, I go back a little bit later to have a look on the flash drive to see whether it's actually on there.
Yeah.
And in the end, I just think, well, maybe that was just a bit he edited on to the video, so maybe I'll skip a little bit further in to see if it's actually Game of Thrones. So I went onto it and I saw the same thing again. I clicked on and it was a little bit more intense what was going on, and that definitely wasn't Game of Thrones.
What was going on?
I can't remember it. I've tried to scrub it from my mind, to be honest.
Was there a blowjob?
I don't think so.
Was there anal?
I don't think so.
Was there hand jobs?
There might have been.
Was there cum in people's eyes?
No.
No cum in people's eyes.
It wasn't right at the end of the video, so
Cum
no.
in your eyes?
No.
No. Alright, fair enough.
So I closed that video down and I deleted it.
After watching it twice.
I didn't watch it twice. Not the full way through.
But you clicked on it, saw it was gay porn, shut it, opened it again, and this time skipped along to a bit you hadn't seen.
Anyway.
No,
So,
no, we're not glossing over that. Is that what you did?
yes, but I didn't watch it twice.
Is that what?
I thought it might have just been.
Well, you didn't need to watch it all the way through. You'd finished by then, surely.
Shut up.
No,
dickhead.
No, this is a podcast and I talk.
Anyway, I did end up seeing the last episode of Game of Thrones, and that pissed me off something awful.
I haven't seen season 5 yet, so
I won't spoil it for you.
good, because I've not spoiled Dexter. All I've said is it's awful, and it is.
Okay. So yeah, that's TV series and gay porn out of the way. Should we?
TV series and gay porn.
Should we move on?
Get that on a shirt. If can we do T-shirts? We'll do a T-shirt that says TV series and gay porn.
Yeah, fair enough. We can think about doing that.
I'll make a T-shirt. Yeah. So I don't know. 15 minutes in, do we move on to?
Yeah, let's move on. So Matthew, will you do me a massive favour, pal? Will you reach in to your pot of sex and get us out some anecdotes?
Sure.
Will you do that?
Yeah.
All right then, let's run the jingle.
Max's sexual anecdotes, he'll tell you how to do it, so you better take notes. Matthew will put on his specs and reach deep into his pot of sex.
It's the worst thing ever.
It's great.
It's the worst thing ever.
It's really, really good. I really like it. So, what have you got in your pot of sex for us today?
This is a story about the time I went to Comic-Con.
Excellent. I think you might have already told me this story, but it was quite a while ago before I really paid any attention to what you said ever. So,
and definitely before this podcast.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Well, I suppose there's 3 sexual anecdotes from Comic-Con.
Well,
I know, fucking
good.
wild.
Good, because this needs to fill up some serious time.
Nice one. All right, so I'm gonna move on from least awkward sexual anecdote to most awkward sexual anecdote.
Brilliant. Let's get on with it.
All right, so first one, it's Comic-Con, so that needs no introduction, but it's not just about comic books, costumes, and I don't know, wanking. It's they do a lot of stuff with it, like toys, figurines, that comes under toys. Just all sorts, and one of the main things they had was DVDs. So I'm thinking, I'll get a DVD. Give me something to do when I get home.
Yeah.
You know, kind of revisit that experience. And I'm going through these DVDs. First DVD that caught my eye, it was called Hookers and the IRA. And that fucking confused me. I thought it was some kind of raunchy B-movie comedy.
Right.
So I'm there going through them. And they all had these really sexually explicit titles.
Right.
Right?
Chicks with dicks and stuff like that.
No, Frank, we've moved on from you watching Game of Thrones. We're on to me at Comic-Con, alright?
Fair enough.
Right, so no more chicks with dicks. So, and I pulled one of the DVDs out. I can't remember what it was called. But I took one look at it and went, I'm looking at 1970s porn here.
Right.
These are not DVDs.
Was it called Debbie Does Dallas?
No, it wasn't Debbie Does Dallas. I would have recognised the title, Debbie Does Dallas. But, yeah, it was porn. And that just, I've been looking for about 5 minutes as well. And they don't, and no one else knows that I think it's B-movie comedies.
Right.
So, for 5 minutes, a full 5 minutes, I was the guy at Comic-Con seriously thinking about what he'd go home and wank to. Like, that's what everyone's interpretation of me was at that point, for a full 5 minutes as I'm going through them. And I didn't realise until I pulled one out. And that raises the question again.
Well, sorry, you didn't realise until you pulled one out. You mean you had a wank in the middle of the store?
No.
Ah, right.
And
You've got to be more specific.
Oh, the printer's going off.
Oh no.
Oh, bother.
Oh god. Oh no.
No, we'll deal with it.
Oh god.
Deal with it. I'll...
Do I find the printing and shove it under the door?
Frank, I'll keep talking about the sexual anecdotes. You take that and stand by the door, and then just quietly, direct them away.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay, so I'm going to keep talking about... I said stand by the door, don't slide it under, you knob.
They will see it there, okay? It's fine.
Fine. Alright.
So continue and hurry up.
Yeah, so I'm just going through fucking porn, and that just raised more question. Who is buying porn on DVD in 2016? And who's buying 1970s porn as well? Because you've got to think porn from the 70s. Those actors, a lot of them will be dead.
Yeah.
Dude, is that really what you want in the back of your mind as you're wanking? This person I'm looking at have sex is dead now.
I don't know. Anyway,
you thought about that too much.
That was a pretty good sexual anecdote. I'll give you that, but I think you can go better than that.
Well, I said that was the least uncomfortable one.
Yeah.
Alright.
Still pretty uncomfortable though.
Yeah. Comic-Con. So there was like this little cornered off segment. Like they'd put up these makeshift walls or whatever.
Yeah.
And my mate said, "What do you think's behind there?" I said, "I ain't got a clue. Do you want to have a look?" And he goes, "Go on then." We go through, and literally the walls are just plastered with pictures of naked women.
Yeah.
Like, and then the models who were posing naked in these photos were there signing autographs. Like, in all these skimpy little outfits showing the cleavage off and that. And honestly, it just took us both by surprise. Didn't know where to look. Didn't know what to do. We just walked straight through and came out the other side.
You look at the pictures of the naked women.
You do that, Frank.
Well, that's why they're up there, isn't it? Bit of eye candy.
The girls were there, though. And they can see you ogling their pictures.
Well, that's fine. That's what they do it for.
I mean, what would you even say when talking to them? "Hello, I've wanked over your pictures before." I mean, they recognised one of them, actually. Which was kind of... And then he dared me to go up to one of them, get their autograph, and say, "You're the only one my girlfriend lets me wank to." I didn't do it, but I kind of wish I did, just for the sake of saying I did.
Right, is that the whole anecdote?
No, there was this creepy guy there who was stood in his way as we were trying to get out.
Yeah.
And he just looked straight through us.
Yeah.
And smiled at all these women around him. And he was like shorter than me, and I'm pretty short. And he had this great big curvy smile on, and it were like we weren't there. He just looked straight through us.
Did he by any chance look a little bit like Chucky from Sons of Anarchy?
He looked like you.
But smaller.
Yeah, but smaller. He looked like you. I can see it might have been you.
How long ago was it? Because
yeah, it was Frank. All right, so Frank was at Comic-Con.
I wasn't. I had no interest at Comic-Con.
And the third sexual anecdote didn't actually take place at the event.
Right.
It only ran 9 till 5, and we're not going to go to bed at 5 in the afternoon, so we decided to go out rather than just stay in the hotel all evening.
Yeah.
We're going around Birmingham. Neither of us had ever been before. Neither of us knew his way around. We were just wandering around hoping to find a club or a pub. First club we came to, a fight broke out. Didn't go in because we didn't want to be involved.
Yeah.
Then we came to a club called, called the Dragon Inn.
Yeah.
And we met 2 girls. One of them was a brunette and was openly bisexual.
Yeah.
And the other one was a blonde who looked a bit like Iggy Azalea.
Right.
So
I don't really know what she looks like, but
blonde.
Right.
So fair play there, right? I got talking to him, which I was pretty happy about. My mate,
Yeah.
he was he was like 22 at the time, and I just turned 18, so he was more used to it. I was still feeling pretty smug about it.
Uh-huh.
And we said, look, we don't know his way around. Do you know any decent clubs? And they go, well, we were off to a gay bar called Nightingale. We were going to go there. You're welcome to tag along. And we went, all right. So we sat down, had some drinks, finished them off.
Finish the girls off.
No, unfortunately, we didn't get that far with them.
Oh,
And my mate
that's
was in a relationship at the time. He was just acting as wingman.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, we went to this gay bar called Nightingale, and we get in, and there are these podiums with professional dancers on them, like big men in little shorts.
Yeah.
And when they went down to go on break or whatever, random punters would get up on this podium and start dancing.
Yeah.
And my mate pushed me, like physically grabbed hold of me and pushed me onto this podium with two women.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't know them, right? These were not the same girls we were with. These were women. They were old enough to be my mum.
Yeah.
And I'm there, like, I can't get down because that's going to be insulting. Right?
Right.
But I don't particularly want to be up here. So I thought I'll just have to dance for a few minutes. Then I'll get down. And I'm thinking this is dead awkward. I don't want to be up here. These two probably don't want me up here. I was wrong. They wanted me up there more than anything on God's green earth. They wanted me up there. Right? They wanted me. One of them moved, because it's like railings with one gap in for people to get up and down.
Yeah.
They moved around me, so I was trapped in. Right? I'm sandwiched between them, no escape. She pulls my shirt off over my head, so I'm now topless in this gay bar. Right? She's wrapping it around my hips, puts it between my legs, and he's like rubbing it on my groin and arse. And then she wraps it around my neck, pulls me in, and sticks her tongue as far down my fucking throat as far as she can get it. I am not kidding. I could feel this woman licking my arse. She got it. And then, once she's had her fun, she gives me my shirt back, walks off, wiggling her hips, expecting me to chase after her. I'm like, fuck that. I'm just thankful out of the two of them, it was a better looking one, because the other one was a little fat redhead.
Oh, God. Right, okay, well, they were incredible sexual anecdotes. Let's move on.
The last one was.
Let's move on. Do you want to introduce it?
This is Hateful Harris, and disclaimer, because we've spoke with someone who actually listens to the podcast, and they've said they actually want to listen to Frank and not have me talk over him, we're just gonna tough straight through it, and I'm gonna sit here and play with Snapchat filters.
Brilliant. Okay, let's run the jingle. Brilliant. Okay, let's get started then. So this week I decided to. Can you not?
I'm playing with Snapchat filters.
Yeah, well, it's going to be really, really loud.
I'll play with the silent ones.
Right. Okay, so Eurovision went and passed us by last Saturday, and I watched it as per. And I just it pissed me off something awful, so I just wrote a little bit about it. So here we go. So the Eurovision Song Contest came and went last Saturday evening, and as usual, the whole affair was heavy laden with shit music, extravagant costumes, and Graham Norton being a complete legend of sass. For those of you who don't know, the Eurovision Song Contest is a contest between the countries in the EU, some who aren't in the EU but are in the main body of Europe, and in this and last year's case, one on the other side of the globe compete to write and perform the best piece of music. The puzzling thing about Eurovision is the fact that the music that screams Eurovision doesn't follow a strict criteria. One of the statistical best songs seen on Eurovision, Fairy Tale by Alexander Rybak, is completely different to another song considered to be one of the show's best winners, Euphoria by Loreen. But they're both garden variety Eurovision standards, aside from being completely different. I would consider the formula of a successful Eurovision song to be a power ballad which is heavy on the piano, loud, heartfelt vocals, and an orchestral accompaniment. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's Rise Like a Phoenix by Conchita Wurst. I'd consider this to be a near-perfect Eurovision song, as the music is great. Recently, however, the standard of music that wins the competition has dropped massively. 2013 and 14 were very good winners, but in 2015, what in the good name of music was that for a winner? A guy singing about being a hero with a fancy light show behind him to disguise the fact that his voice isn't special in the slightest is not a good winner. There were at least 2 songs which deserved to win more than that, but maybe that's down to my opinion of the things that I look for in music designed for competition. Music in the Eurovision Song Contest needs to have beef, and it can't be too simple. A chorus which is easily learned is good, but that needs to be counterplayed by interesting and elaborate verses, where the music drives the ship. This gets me to 2016. There was little to nothing that suited my taste. The only song from memory that I judged as good purely on the music was Israel, which would never win the Eurovision Song Contest, as those in the body of Europe like to play the border game in terms of who the majority televote goes to. Probably because the music is so terrible and so they can't pick the best song and thus choose their neighbour. Ukraine, in my opinion, had the worst song in the contest. Yes, I had declared this before the voting began. They won as they are tolerable. Had a few... Sorry about that. I can't seem to read. I really can't read for some reason. They won as they are tolerable, have a few borders, and wrote a song designed to get the sympathy vote. I think Australia had a better song, as did Russia and Israel and the Czech Republic. Eurovision is political, and that is often why really, really good songs no longer win. 2015 should have been won by Norway. 2014 should have been closer between Austria and Switzerland. And 2013 should have been closer between Denmark and Greece, because they were so close in quality I just couldn't choose between which one I preferred. Then again, I have different preferences when it comes to good Eurovision entries, but if this is the shite that can win, then it's still political. End comment. It shouldn't have been Ukraine. Right, that does it.
Yeah, you fucking wanted that, you cunts. Right, that has been the study room with me, Matthew Bentley, and Frank Harris.
Ciao.